So a lot of people, no matter what field you work in, no matter what you do for a living, no matter how your life is coming about, no matter what's going on in your life, right? Have kids, no kids, whatever. Any human that's a human, anyone that has a brain that can function, they all have this one thing that they're trying to achieve, this one thing they're trying to get. And I would say that's trying to find some sort of peace, trying to find inner peace, mental peace, just peace within themselves. And that's actually a paradox in of itself, trying to gain peace, trying to be mindful, trying to get something, especially when it comes to peace and mindfulness. Let's talk about mindfulness, right? Mindfulness is the, I guess, the gateway to get into gaining that peace. Meditations, yoga, whatever you need to do, breath work to get there. And the thing with meditating, or when I first got introduced, or when I first started meditating, I saw it as, what is this working? Like I'm breathing, my eyes are closed. Why don't I feel anything? Why is this not happening? Why am I not calm right now? Why am I not relaxed? That's going through my mind when I first got into it. I'm like, yo, I'm doing all the things that they told me to do. I'm doing all the things Google told me to do. I'm doing all the things my Zen boy over there told me to do. And I can't find peace. I can't find calmness. I'm not relaxed. I'm still nervous. I'm still anxious. What's going on? Those are the things. That's the mental self-talk that I have going through my mind as I'm trying to gain that peace. I'm trying to get the peace. And that's the paradox of just that statement of what I'm just saying, of me trying to be mindful, trying to be peaceful within, trying to get inner peace, is actually driving you more away from peace, more away from the mindfulness you're seeking. Because the more you're, it's not like, this is not something you could force. You cannot force a meditative practice. You cannot force yourself to be calm. You cannot force yourself to be peaceful. Like, I've always thought, if I do the things that the person told me to do, then I'll somehow be calm. And then I would get frustrated if I wasn't calm within whatever 20 minutes. And then that it's just a cycle that continues. And then in my mind, I just don't think it works. I don't think meditating works. I don't think inner peace is something that can actually happen. Because I'm trying so hard. I'm trying to force this thing. But there's no, this is something I came to the realization of. And the less, it's like the art of not trying. The less you actually try to do it, the more you're attracting it to yourself. The more you don't want to chase something. You want to attract it. You want it to come to you. And that's something I've noticed with trying to be mindful, trying to find peace, trying to like calm the anxiety with all the craziness that's going on in the world. There's just life, because everyone has their own issues. I'm just an anxious person, someone who overthinks, someone who thinks the worst things possible. So I was just looking online, like ways to find this peace, ways to gain peace. And just that thinking alone of me trying to get something. First off, if you're trying to gain something, if you're trying to chase something, if you want something, you're putting in your mental framework that that thing that you want is something that you don't have. It's something that you lack. It's something that's not within you. And that's the first issue. That's the first issue. Just anytime you say, I want this thing, or I want to become this thing, or I need to, like, I'm trying to get this thing, that means, and that thing, well, I'm not talking about materialistic things. I'm talking about, in this case, mindfulness, peacefulness. But when you're trying to get something, if you want something, then in your mental framework, that means that's something you lack. That's something you don't have. And me personally, I feel like everything we already have. Everything we'll ever need is we already have. I believe that there's multiple versions of you, right? Like if you ever watch Rick and Morty, you know how there's like a million different versions of the same two people. I believe there's a million different versions, more than that. There's multiple versions of you that are going on right now in this existence. And you can just like that jump to that timeline of the successful version of you, the mindful version of you. Just how there's the positives that I just mentioned, there's also a version of you that's anxious, a version of you that's overthinking, a version of you that's homeless, right? There's multiple versions of you that are existing right now. You just have to choose which one you want to be. But that's all within you. In my mind, every night before I go to bed, right, I tell myself, because I want to continue to grow on YouTube, I want to be successful, I want to be someone who, when I do have kids down the line, someone they look up to, someone that other kids look up to, just people in general look up to. So every night before I go to bed, I tell myself these things that I don't say I want to be successful. I don't say I want to have this. I say I am successful. I am, say it's wealthy. I am the best version of myself. I am already a YouTuber. I am already whatever. Changing that I want or I wish to I am, because that version of you is existing right now. That version of you is it's already there. You can jump to that timeline at any moment. You just have to do the things that coincide with what that version of you is doing. Say you want to be a boxer or an athlete. There's an athlete version of you that's going on right now. But the things that are in line, the things that you're doing right now, why you don't see the things that an athlete has or the things that the athletic version of yourself is, that means you're not in line with that specific timeline. You're not doing the things that the athletic version of you would be doing. So you have to remind yourself, like, all right, what would this version of me be doing right now? What would this athletic version of me be doing right now? What would the wealthy version of me be doing right now? What would the mindful version of me, the peaceful version of me be doing right now? So that's the first thing, right? I believe there's multiple versions of you that are existing right now, and saying that you want or saying that I need is then you're lacking. The second point, and the real point of why I created this video, is like I've always been trying to achieve or trying to gain peace, trying to get peace, and through meditation particularly. But the more I try, the less I actually am becoming peaceful, becoming mindful, and just becoming relaxed. And I've noticed, and I tell myself this, in order to be like this is like mental talk that I tell myself. In order to be mindful, stop trying to be mindful. I literally tell myself this, like, stop trying to relax yourself and you will be relaxed. Because then in my mind, I'm like, all right, we need to calm down now. We need to relax now. And that's driving me away from the present moment. That's driving me away from what I actually want to do, because I'm thinking about the action of the thing that I don't want. It's like if someone told you, don't think about a shark. Like someone said, all right, don't think about a shark. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to think about a shark. Now sharks are on your mind. So it's like it's the same concept of the more you try to not do something, the more you're going to think about it and the more you're actually going to do it. So that's my second point. Stop trying, especially for those of you who are anxious, or those of you who think a lot, or those of you who are just trying to navigate through life, but like you got a million things going on in your mind, like myself. it's like I'm not saying is it I'm not saying not to try. It's more so not to force anything. Like obviously try in life. You gotta do things to be successful. You have to try. But stop trying to force a specific mindset, because the more you try to force it, the more you're not that's not gonna happen. And in the case of being mindful, in the case of being relaxed, in the case of being just chill, when you're just in a moment of where you're not thinking about the I need to be relaxed, I need to be relaxed. When you're not thinking about that, you just become relaxed. Or if you do an activity that you're so locked in that the activity, or you're on the beach, you're just chilling, you're swimming, you're going for a run, a side effect of the thing is you being relaxed. It's not you thinking about, oh, I need to be relaxed, then I become relaxed. For me, it's I do an action that tends to lead to the symptoms of me being relaxed, of me being calm, not trying to force myself into thinking a different way. So it's the paradox of trying to be peaceful, the paradox of trying, you could apply that concept to anything. The more you, like, say you're trying to get a girl, right? The more you're trying, like the more you're trying to force that relationship or force something, the more she's gonna not want you. But then when she sees you're doing your own thing, you're focused on your goals, you're focused on your life, you're focused on the things that are in front of you, and not trying to spend all your time trying to get Elizabeth's number, get whatever whoever's number, trying to chase them down the entire time. When she sees you're locked in onto the goal, then she'll come to you. It's the same concept. I'm just trying to give different analogies to portray the same message, and I hope it helps. But back to the 2 points that I referenced, right? And this is just trying to be mindful, trying to be relaxed, trying to be like chill, trying to be not in your thoughts. The more you try to avoid it, the more you're going to think about it. Back to the shark, like how I mentioned, don't think about sharks, you're going to think about sharks. And the more you chase, the more that thing is going to run away. And it's the paradox of trying to be mindful. It's the paradox of trying to find peace, especially. The moments that I've truly been peaceful with my inner dialogue are the moments where I'm not trying to actually do it. And I have to remind myself, in order to be mindful, like say I just sit quiet in silence for a little bit. I don't try to like get some sort of outcome. I just do the thing. I just sit there in silence, just like peaceful. And then it just so happens that the peace comes. I don't try to force that mindset onto myself. And you could do the same thing. Stop trying to get to that specific thing and be more present in what you're actually doing. And then a side effect of you, say, during an activity that you enjoy, you doing something that puts you in a flow state, that you doing something that puts you in the flow state and that you enjoy it. The side effects of you doing that thing will be the peacefulness, will be the relaxation, will be the thing that you wanted all along, but you didn't chase it. So it's two concepts there, right? And the first one being, like I mentioned, there's multiple versions of you. So the thing that you want is already within you, because that version of you already exists. And the paradox of the more you chase, the more the thing runs away. It's like trying to catch a chicken, right? So I hope those two concepts resonate with you, and you can apply those methods, apply the things that I said, and let me know how it works for you. Peace.